got to go find a job. I was like, I know what type of jobs I'm kind of leaning for. So I started looking. Then the person that got us over there, her son hollered at me the day before and said, hey, I know this security company hiring and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. Let me go down there and check them out. And I told my wife that night, I had said, babe, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know tomorrow I'm finding a job. And I like, from that point on, we coming up. I said, this is it. I said, I'm done with this, all this chasing all this crap, because I done did the envelope thing, y'all. I tried to make my millions off the envelope system, you know, all the little gimmicks that was out there, and I was like, I'm just done. It's time to grind and work and get that money. So when I had the interview the next day, I put my nice dress shirt on, put my nice pants on. It wasn't like my very first job. I just walked in there as is. So I put my nice clothes on, had everything pressed out, ironed, put my tie on, and I went on. Matter of fact, you tied the tie for me, and I saved it for the next day. I didn't know how to tie a tie yet, and went on ahead and put the tie on and everything, and walked in the interview. The guy asked me the question. I didn't know what to expect. He asked me the questions. I gave him the answers he wanted to hear. Point blank, period. It wasn't I sold myself. And
you didn't have any experience?
I didn't have any experience in anything really. So I was like, I sold myself. And he was like, I really am taking a big chance on you hiring you. He was like, because really, you ain't got no experience. You really not what we looking for. So, man, don't let me down. He's like, just don't let me down. And I was like, I'm not. And he said right then, he said, okay, you hired. He's like, I'm gonna try you on the job and see how you go. So he hired me, and he said, hey, I want you to start. I think it was the next day. Matter of fact, it was the next day. He gave me the address and everything. He gave me my uniform. I had to go to another location next door to get the uniform. Got the uniform and everything. Said, hey, I need you to be here such and such time tomorrow, dressed in your uniform. And I'm gonna have a supervisor a patrol guy come check on you to make sure you're good and check you out there. I said, okay, I'll be there. And I started tomorrow. My baby made my little lunch, had my little plate and everything.
Because it was overnight shift.
Yeah, I'm graveyard. I'm 11 to 7.
Yeah.
11 to 7.
And I'm still, I was first shift at this point. So I'm working in the daytime. Yeah. And he's working overnight at this particular time.
And in this particular time, we still didn't have no money. My baby found a way to get some food in the house.
Yes. Because the rent was more affordable for us.
Yeah.
But we didn't tell y'all what part of the town we were in. We were in.
We was in the hood, y'all.
We were in the hood.
Yeah, and that, that's no offense to anybody that's staying in that area. No shame.
I'm not naming any. We're not naming any areas where
anything.
If you know us, then you know where I'm talking about because you.
Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee. Think of your worst part. That's where we were. That's where we were. I mean, it was there. But, alright. Can I run to the first night on the job?
Well, I was saying that to say this because of why when you worked overnight and me and Hanson, which was our other dog, were at home all the time, by ourselves or whatever. And you know how, like, you're there by yourself or whatever, and you go out and get stuff and then you come back home. Now, I would, if I didn't get it on my way home, it was it. I wasn't going out no more. That was it. And the doors were, I wasn't going out no more.
And the Memphis apartment we had 2 front doors really. So one front door was over there to the right of the kitchen. And the next front door right there, the living room. And mind you, the living room, kitchen, and it's the living room right here. The kitchen right there. Yeah. And my hand coordination right. So one wall right here, living room, kitchen on the other end. Other end right. No.
Don't worry about it.
Other end right
yeah. Anyway, so.
But nah, that's how it was.
And then the apartment complex may have had, I think.
Our side. So we had only 2 people. Sides.
It was only 2 people in our building.
Yeah.
It was us and the dude next door that had all the damn roaches.
Yeah.
And it was my coworker's building. She was in the front with the landlord at that time, and then she eventually got somebody in the back building. So the door from the living room, there was nobody on those sides.
Yeah, because the door in the living room was going out to the courtyard in the middle of the apartment complex,
which was deserted.
And the other side, it got burned down.
Yeah, so nobody
was there. They never tore it down.
It was like pitch black, nobody there. It was like homeless people living over in that area, and it was just it was like there. I said. And then our mailbox was on that side.
So you better get that boy in the daytime, or don't go back there. Don't go back there. But yeah,
anyway, so yeah, first day on the job, I was excited for him. I was happy for him because he was like, "Babe, I told you I was gonna get the job, and I got it. Yeah. And I don't know anything of what I'm doing, but I'm gonna sell it, and we're not going back to where we were."
Yeah, and I knew
I promise you that. Yeah. I was like, "Babe, I know you got this." Yeah. So this was his first night on the job, and I'm gonna let you go on and handle that.
So my first night on the job, I went ahead, of course, got to the job site and everything. It was a retirement home. So retirement home, only thing I was supposed to do at this job is sit at the front desk. I didn't know what was going on when I first got there. Didn't know what I was in for. So I just sit at the front desk, and I talked to the person that was initially there. I talked to him and said, "Hey, I'm here to relieve you. I know I'm here to relieve the security officer, so it gotta be you." And they was like, yeah. And he just had a log, and he was like, "Only thing you need to really do is sit here." And then he walked me around the hallway, just a big round circle. And basically you walk around the big hallway, go check down through rooms and stuff. And then he said, "Go back here and check the kitchen and come back up this hallway and, check the ballroom after you come back, come down some hallways." And basically a big circle, I'm just looking inside rooms, looking inside the kitchen, all that stuff. And he's like, "You just come back to the desk." He said, "Just do it one time every hour." He's like, "That's all you got to do." He's like, "The security officer, the supervisor's going to talk to you. He's going to come by like every 2 or 3 hours to check on you." So, all right, boom. 11 o'clock, they left. Nah, probably about 11:15, 11:20. So they stayed a little bit to show me that. I stayed up in that office, and it was quiet. I mean, literally everybody pretty much sleep. I had somebody probably call me one time and say, "Hey, can they get a nurse or something?" And the guy told me what to do to get them a nurse. I just called the nurse line, said this room need a nurse, and that was it. And I went on ahead, I'm gonna make it quick, y'all. I went on ahead and made my first 2 rounds. It was all good, everything worked out good. Talked to my babe, I said, "Yeah, baby, everything going good. I'm doing sitting here, I'm good." So,
and of course I ain't sleep, because he wasn't there. Yeah. So I ain't sleep at all. Every time he could call, I was up answering the phone because I couldn't sleep. I may have dozed off, but it wasn't no deep sleep. Yeah. I hardly ever slept when you were on
where you are. But yeah, I made my third round. So this time I'm a little more comfortable. I'm a little more familiar with what I need to be seeing and everything. I know a hallway. So I didn't walk down every hallway. I just glanced down. I was like, all right, cool. So I got to the kitchen. Everything was cool. I got to the ballroom. I looked up in there, and I don't know what made me do. I walked up in there a little bit, and I just heard something go, psst. I'm like, okay. So I just turned around, hurried up, and walked back out because I felt like I was being watched. So I hurried up and walked back out. And I walked down the hallway some, and it was like a T hallway where the hallway like that, and it's another, you can just see somebody walk by, and I just seen something just walk by the hallway. So I walked back down there, and it walked into the kitchen. So the kitchen was dark. So I looked inside the kitchen and everything, and the door was locked. And I was like, nah, I ain't messing with this. So I went on ahead and walked back to my little station. On the way back to my station, I just come back, for the next hour to get my rounds on. I made my little corner around there again. And I'm telling you, that ballroom in that kitchen, I just kept seeing, I couldn't say it was figures, but it seemed like I was being watched. I didn't think nothing else of it then. I just set my ass down the rest of that shift. I wasn't walking around no more. I wasn't walking around no more. And this is the time I did not believe in anything spirit. I always had curiosity in that, but that's my first real experience in real life.
Watch not paranormal activity, ghost hunters and all that all the time. But I remember you called me. You was like, "Babe, something ain't right with this place."
I was freaked out.
I don't know what's going on. I just saw something. I'm like, don't tell me, because I'm here by myself.
And I didn't know what. I honest to God, I was like, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to believe it right now. So I was like, I'm cool. I'm staying here, and I just put on my sheet, all secure, all secure, all secure. I was going around in the mode, and I mean that was my first night. I made it. Fast forward real quick. I ain't gonna go too far into it, but I made it my first night. They said I did good. They had a big contract coming up. I took that big contract, and from that point on, I was at this one warehouse at nighttime. I started off night shift, and that's where I was. So I kept my contract. Fast forward a year or two, I'm still there.
And damn, you fast forward a long time.
Now we're gonna jump into a part of the other stories, but I just want to let them know. I started my first night with the security company, and from the first night, I left that location, went to another building, and I stayed there ever since.
You stayed there up until we moved here.
Until we moved here. Yep.
All right, so in between all of that, we started. Like you said, we were going up from there.
Oh yeah, it was on the rise. But
still, we were in there. I think the very first thing that we did after you got paid and we started leveling out with the bills and stuff, we got another phone. And because at this point, our family still did not know where we were. Yeah. They couldn't get in touch with us.
We was on ghost mode for about 3.5, almost 4 months.
Yeah.
And my parents was freaking out.
My sister and brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law, I heard an earful from both of them.
Yeah.
Both of my brother-in-law had said, man, don't know no stuff like that.
They were not having it. I mean,
it took them a minute to get over there.
I can't say that it was all of, their fault that they didn't know, because like I said, I'm at work, so I couldn't have called them because I couldn't make long distance calls or whatever like that. I could have emailed them possibly, but I think
I could have wrote mom a letter.
I think a big thing of it, now that we talk about it out loud, was pride, because
But think about it, y'all. My mom was helping us pay for almost everything,
right? And
what I'm supposed to do? Keep asking my mom for help? I like. All this
stuff have to make it on our
own us, and I like majority of it's on me because my baby working, and I had the other job is the security job. It had a really decent income and then full time.
Yeah.
I like, so I know I can run this. So I like, this is on me. I like, let's hold it down.
We got our phones, and the first call we made was to my sister, and she let me have it. And then I was like, at this point. It was like, there's nothing that you can say to justify why you ain't getting in touch with them.
Exactly.
All you can do is just sit there and hold the phone, like, okay.
And let it go. And they knew what we moved. They helped us move to the first spot, but they didn't know the second spot. They didn't know we was out of Mississippi.
Again. Right.
We was in Memphis now.
And then when we called my brother, oh God,
he flipped out. Now I called home. Junior flipped out. And then, because he was pissed off, he said, only thing you had to do is call.
Well, how?
Yeah.
We didn't have no phone.
And then Mom.
And at that point,
flipped out.
They were actually getting ready to come and find us. Because they hadn't heard from us. Now, this is when we talk to them just about every day or every other day. Yeah. And going on almost 3 months, and they haven't heard anything from us.
Yeah.
So, we got some earfuls. You would have thought that we were like 10, 15 years old because we got chewed out. Like,
But it's understandable because
it's very
if that happened, like right now, that happens to my mom and dad, they just go ghost for a month.
We going down there.
And my brother-in-law, we going down there and be like, hey, what's going on?
Somebody's going.
Yeah, we making a weekend trip and we're down there. We're gonna be like, what's going on?
So,
but
we started coming back up, and things started leveling out. Our communication was better because, and it wasn't just because we had money, but it was because the stress level was down.
That too, and I started
maturing.
I had when I started at this other building where they put me at the main location, I had I grew myself, and I had
you were maturing.
I was maturing, and I controlled basically the area I was. It was like a little office desk area, and I had a person that pretty much an assistant, you want to call it, that was helping me out, and he was an older guy, Chicago PD. Me and him talked a lot, and he helped me with, you know, a lot of situations. Like, stuff just ain't gonna go your way. Like, you just gonna have to man up and grow with it. Like, and we talked a lot, and we did a lot of things. I started listening to you a lot more, and I just had to grow up.
But you had to grow up, but it was at those moments where all the not nagging and not saying the things that I could have said all those years, because at this point I think we had just made 2 years.
Yeah, we did.
And all of those things that I could have said, the nagging, you could do this and why couldn't you do this, were starting to pay off, because I saw it wasn't like an overnight thing, but it was like, okay, the light bulb switched in him to be like, okay, this is all I have to do. This is what she was saying.
Yeah.
That all I needed was some type of help, and we could have.
Yeah, what you just said, the stuff that you wanted to say, I started saying to myself, and then when I started making a little off-track move, I'm like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Don't be stupid. Like, just deal with that so you can get here." And I mean, let's keep this thing moving.
Yeah. So
and then we just kept it.
We just kept it going. And so we, well, like I said, we were at that apartment for about 2 years.
About 2.5, almost 3 years.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Was it 3 years?
Almost.
Dang,
Hey, look at here. Look at here. We've been struggling a long time.
I know.
We got there. We sat there comfortable for a minute.
Oh yeah, because
yeah.
Here's another thing. Remember I told you earlier that when we first moved there, and I was paranoid because people would get robbed, and if it wasn't, you know, because we had gotten a second dog at that point. And Drew was still working. He wasn't overnight, but he was second shift. I was on first shift.
Yeah, I was 3 to 11.
So,
that swing shift.
I'm like going home. I'll go get groceries and everything. Go do laundry and stuff.
Yeah. So what we at?
So, yeah. So we had gotten the 2 dogs or whatever, and I'll go do laundry, do all the stuff because he was at work. Taking care of the house, cleaning, cooking, doing all that stuff. And with the 2 dogs, so you know you have to take them out nightly for their night little walk or whatever so they can handle their business. And so, knowing I'm scared to go out there because it was lit right there, because there was another apartment complex that was like a little down the hill. So their little walkway or little road, whatever, was lit. But because at that point somebody started moving upstairs.
Yeah, we had
above us.
Wild cup upstairs.
So I'm like, okay. And I'm out there with the dogs, and every time, because you go upstairs and there's a little balcony or whatever type thing, but it was a window, and I'm like, this dude just keeps staring there. Yeah. And like he'll speak or whatever, but he was making me uncomfortable because it's like every time I go out there to walk the dog, he's right there, like looking, and I'm like, okay, what the hell? Y'all need to hurry up so we can get our ass in this house now, because I don't know nothing about this dude, and Drew ain't here, so bring your little ass home. And so I remember telling you, like, okay, babe, I don't know what's going on, but every time I go out there, it's like clockwork. As soon as I'm out there, he's out there, and he comes up, and so he was making me scared. Because I thought that he was watching me, you know what I mean? But little did I know, my husband, you gonna tell that story.
Alright, let me tell you what happened. So, we got, the building I was working at, I ain't gonna say no company name, because people pinpoint, they know in Memphis. But the building I was working at, we hired temps. And the temps sit outside the door, and if we need those amount of temps that time, we'll take them. If we don't need them, we just say, hey, you go home and come back tomorrow. We might have some work for you. So this is the business season. We need everybody we can get. We got a lot of temps back there, and had a lot of people working on the line. A lot of I ain't gonna throw the rest of the thing out there, but we got a lot of people working on the line. And it was this guy one time. They was like, hey, you need to come back here. This guy's stealing. We need you to go and take him to the front. We're going to call the police on him and stuff like that. I got the call on the walkie-talkie from my LP up front. Like, hey, can you go to the back, pull such and such? So I went back there. and he was standing like toward the front of the line where the finishing process is for these Microsoft products, and it was a Microsoft company, of course. But he was, I wasn't gonna say that, but he was standing there for the finished product for the electronic device, and the electronic device was coming, and they said one came up stolen, and I was like, okay. So I went back there and talked to the supervisor. Who you talking about? They pointed them out. I said, okay. I didn't say nothing then. I went back to the front. I pulled up the camera feed because I need to know for sure what's going on. So I pulled up the camera feed, and I didn't see really much going on there. So I just sat there for a second to see if he gonna do it again. And little did I know, the person beside him doing it wasn't even him. So it's like they was doing the same process, and they knew it was stolen right there. So of course they was like, hey, it's this guy. It's him. It gotta be him because it can't be him. So it's this guy. Y'all get my drift? If y'all don't get it, y'all should get it.
I mean, shoot, you could say it.
But
it was the Latino guy, and then it was a black guy.
It was the Latino guy and the black guy. They would say, of course, the black guy did this. It's this guy. You need to come get him. So I caught him on camera. I recorded him. I marked the times. I showed it to my LP. My LP like, hey, cool. Go back there and get him. I'm going to be right back there with you. And he probably followed me probably like 2 or 3 minutes later. I went on ahead, pulled the supervisor aside. I had said, hey, it's the Latino guy right there that's taking your stuff. I like, we're gonna pull him to the front. I like, he didn't do nothing. Now, I told the guy, I talked to him. I was like, they was blaming you for stealing something. He knew something. I was like, they was blaming you for stealing something, and I know you didn't do it because he got hostile. He was like, I ain't do nothing like that. I ain't do nothing like that. And he didn't want to tell on the Latino guy, but he knew he was doing it. And he was like, I ain't do nothing like that and stuff like that. I said, man, I know you didn't, and I just proved it up front. So you free and clear of this. And he was like, man, I really appreciate it because everybody always blaming me or doing something back here. That's why I done moved off 2 or 3 lines for that reason. And he was like, I really appreciate it. And I was like, yeah, you did a good job, and you know, hey man, just keep working. But for right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk to the lead up front and see can they move you up front, because right now they already accusing you of doing something that you didn't do back here. So I got him in an even better spot, and he keep coming back because I talked to the lead. The lead was like, hey, he worked good, so I'm gonna keep bringing him back. So he got on a normal job, and happened so I was coming home one Saturday because I was off on Saturdays, and he's my new upstairs neighbor. And he left. So
he tell me nothing.
Yeah, I ain't telling none of that. So he's a temp, right? So he stopped that job and he went to another job. But he was like, hey, I appreciate that. You're like, you know, you looked out for me that job. You didn't automatically, you know, say, hey, he did it and went on ahead and take me to the front. I could have went to jail for that and stuff like that. I was like, nah, I made sure I do my research before I do anything. He's like, well, I appreciate that. I had said, well, what you saying there? I like, what time do you be working and stuff and you know, chopping it up real quick? And he was like, you know, I don't work right now, but I normally try to work during the daytime, stuff like that, and I be on the afternoon and night. I said, well, me working night shift right now, could you kind of watch my house and watch my wife, because she be walking the dogs back there in the dark, and I don't know really who was all back there in that empty building, so can you check out on them every now and then? He's like, I sure will. He's like, I'll take care of y'all. He like, and you know, of course, he was already had his stuff on him, so he stayed with his stuff on him. So hey, he was cool. He was like, yeah, I'll watch it. And that's what was watching her the whole time. I didn't tell her until
you left out. You left out a piece of information.
What's that?
That you told me, because when you came home, you had your uniform on.
Yeah.
And this is how you found out that who it was, because he was like, if I hadn't known you,
I didn't want.
If I hadn't known you, you would have been basically good to go.
It was gone. Yeah. I didn't know how they was gonna fit up in there, but yeah.
I mean, hell, we telling everything
part of the
else.
story.
That was a part of the story.
Yeah, so basically, I had my uniform on and I rolled up, and he was like, "Hey man, you know, I'm gonna tell you, if you didn't do what you did that day and really help me out like you did, and just accuse me of doing something that I didn't do, I would have killed you right here and there." Because he had his gun right there. He had his gun locked and loaded right there. And I mean, that was one of many nights. But one night he was just shooting for the fun of it.
Yeah, because it was nothing for me to hear gunshots outside the
house.
window.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear people arguing. And next thing I know, I hear gunshots, and I'm like,
yeah, that was normal. But yeah, he was like, I would have killed you point blank right now. But and that's that's the time I was. Matter of fact, the next day, that's when I asked him to check on my wife and stuff. Because I was like, hold on, if he do that, I know, and he let me live. But yeah. I was like, hey, just keep an eye on my wife and stuff. He helped me out on a few things. He gave me a few things. He helped me out.
If you catch it, that I didn't know until we. Anyway,
so like this, I protect my family. I knew what it was. I protect my family.
So, said all that to say that what you see now is we may seem like we have everything together and or don't. No, or it may not have seemed as if we've struggled before, but that just comes to show you that no matter where you start, it's never too late to get to the point where you can live.
Exactly.
So we got there, and then our apartment was going to be under new management or whatever, of course. Should we tell them about the water heater?
Man, screw that. Let's talk about the hot water heater real quick. Came home one day. We're going to be quick.
No, we wouldn't even came home one day. You was at home. I think I
thought I just got off work.
Were you working? Because you had got to the point where you were working first shift.
Yeah.
So I think you was working first shift. Yeah. You had just got home. I just got home or whatever. Fixed dinner.
Oh, yeah, we all. I'm moving on up. So I started from third, second, first. We're moving up.
So I just got through working out or whatever, or cooking something, and I went to go take a shower. And I got out of the shower, or whatever, and you was sitting in the living room. You was like, "Dang, babe, you taking a long shower?" And I'm like, "I'm out of the shower. What you talking about?" And so then all you can hear is like water falling. And it's like, where the hell is that coming from? And so we like all through the house, in the apartment, trying to figure out where this water's coming from. Next thing I know, I'm standing in a puddle of water. Yeah. And it's damn hot water in the heater didn't burst. So we like, mother. And then the crazy thing,
I opened up because the hot water heater was between the two bedrooms in the hallway. So I opened up the door, and all you see is water.
Just falling. What the? So I mean, it's going out of there, coming down the hall, going into the living room, in our bedroom, coming straight down the hall into the other bedroom, which was basically like the computer room or whatever. And it's like going out, carpets are soaked. So
I'm trying to cut it off. I'm like, it ain't working, baby.
And then we didn't know who to call because the apartment complex was under new management.
Exactly.
We ain't had no phone numbers to call. The landlord had just moved out, so we were getting away without having to pay rent too.
Oh yeah. We're sliding.
So we finally got in touch with him. He called us back, telling us how to turn it off. Ain't fixed nothing.
The water, the faucet, it was kind of stiff, and I was turning it the wrong way. I got it off eventually. But we stayed up half
4 or 5 hours later.
We stayed up half the night vacuuming up because we had one of the steam cleaners there. So we stayed up half the night sucking up water.
Taking turns. One, I do the other.
Yeah, sucking up water. But yeah, we finally got it off and everything.
And come in the next day and finally fix it. But I'm like, damn, what would happen if we didn't have a wetback? All of our shit would have been just messed up.
And that's when I knew the new management was gonna be about them stuff. About some stuff, about some shit. Because he coming out of the new hot water heat already talking about the new rules and stuff. And the guy up under him said, man, this dude right here, he don't play. He about this stuff.
Which was fine.
I mean, hey, I'm good with that.
Okay.
But that 325 now.
Yeah.
That was genius, whoever came up with that.
But then he talking about, well,
he talking about 500.
He's like, y'all weren't paying enough. I'm like, we looking around like, what you mean we ain't paying enough? You act like we in not Bankhead, we in
the good part,
Germantown or some other stuff like that. Like, no, we ain't paying this much for this. No. So we found a house that
North Mississippi,
and back in Horn Lake.
Yep.
So we found a house. It was gonna be like a rent-to-own type situation, and we were like, okay, that's fine. We'll get there or whatever. And so we moved. Did another like nighttime move or whatever. We got down.
It took about a week, didn't it?
Yeah, because
about a week.
We went in and we were painting stuff and fixing up stuff and
because I redid the bathroom
big backyard and all this stuff, and it was like heaven. We were excited.
Yeah, compared to where we're coming from, this is good. This is really good.
We were excited. And so we came in, and then we get ready to move, and that's when I found his little peacemaker under the bed in the guest room. My dear, peace be still, little makeup under the bed. And I ain't know we had.
Hey, we was good. Hey, run up in that dough. Run up in that dough. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, hey, don't sleep on me, y'all. I got a pass. Everybody got a pass. Don't sleep on nobody.
So yeah, we moved there and we stayed there for about 4 or 5 months.
About 4 or 5 months.
And then everything was good. We were living it up basically. It was affordable rent. We were in a decent neighborhood. We were just traveling back and forth to work because we both still worked in Memphis, so we were on the freeway, highway, whatever you want to call it, going back and forth and stuff. And then we got the call or the news that Drew's company had an opening in
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah.
So we were like, I don't know nobody up there.
Exactly.
So, but my best friend and her family lived here in Indianapolis. So we were like, no, we just gonna stay here or whatever. But then we got to thinking about our future, and we were like, if we do decide to have kids or whatever, we really wanted to stay in Mississippi.
Exactly.
So we were like, no. And I think we went to like the gas station to get something to eat, and she texted me, and she was like, man, y'all need to go and move up here.
Exactly.
And we were like, and I looked at you and said, well, what we staying here for?
I mean, we had nothing to lose then. And I was looking at it this way. If we're going to move, let's move now. So when we get older, we already more established wherever we move to. Yeah. Because we knew, all in the back of this wasn't like really no overnight thing.
No.
It was all in the back of the head. We didn't just didn't know where, but all in the back of our head the whole time. We wanted to move somewhere.
Because it was either that or because we either wanted to move or we needed to hurry up and settle down and actually start to buy a house.
Exactly.
And at that point, our credit wasn't where it needed to be. And our income wasn't where it needed to be because we kept being turned down.
And actually, I'm happy it wasn't where it needed to be because we'll still be stuck there right now. So I'm happy.
So we decided we came up here to visit first. Yeah. And then we realized that it wasn't only in Chicago, that was like the base place for the company to be in Chicago, but they had a smaller office here in Indianapolis. Yeah. And so we were like, okay. So we came up here one weekend to visit her and just to check out
cold,
the area.
Y'all, compared to what
it wasn't. Man. It wasn't cold that day. The next day it was cold.
The next day it was cold. We went to a football game. It was cold.
We moved in here. It was in August.
Yeah, by August.
That we came up here because we moved in September.
Yeah, because we came. I think we came with about June or July, somewhere up in there.
Yeah, August.
Okay.
Because we moved here in September, the end of September.
Yeah. It was pretty.
Because it wasn't long after we came up here to decide if we were gonna like it, and so we came up here and we were like, okay, this will be fine. And so we packed up.
And we about to get to that move.
Yeah.
But hey, before we get to that move, y'all gonna give us some thumbs up. Please be sure to subscribe. I did that all backwards. Hold on. I'm gonna do it right now. Before we get to that movie, hey, stay tuned for the next story time. Before we get to all that, stay tuned for the next story time. Hopefully, you guys enjoy how transparent we are. We definitely give you all the information we can, and I mean, it's really a lot more to come. It ain't doing nothing but getting better right now, guys. We getting into the good stuff. There's gonna be some different experiences we went through when we moved here.
It's still a little bit more struggle.
Yeah, it's a little bit more struggle to go, but you definitely want to stay tuned for these story times. And for the new subscribers, thank you. And if you haven't watched the old story times, go back and watch them because it'll make more sense as we move on. So with saying that, be sure to give us those big thumbs up, subscribe in.
Share this video on all of your social media, however you see fit.
Alright guys, later. Peace.
Hey family, thanks for watching.
Please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Also, check out our latest video and be sure to subscribe.
Bye
guys.